Hi, I'm Gordon Thompson. We're introducing a new series called CLM Navigator, and this series really intended to help you understand what a CLM transformation involves, all the way from the initial evaluation of which vendors to go with, through how do you solve your business problems with your contracting solutions today within your organizations across multiple stakeholders. So CLM, first of all, stands for Contract Lifecycle Management. Because CLM is one of the first-class entities within your enterprise landscape, we consider it the fifth system of record. What are the other four? You have CRM, which owns your customer master. You have ERP, which owns your financial data. You have supply chain management, which owns your procurement and suppliers, as well as you have HRMS, which owns your employees. We feel that contract lifecycle management should be the fifth system of record, given the importance of how contracts create that binding relationship between all of your relationships within an organization. If you think about it, CLM really is the glue that holds all the relationships between a company, their customers, their suppliers, their employees, and is the glue that holds all that together. There are several problems that we're trying to solve with contract lifecycle management. The first is visibility and control. Do you understand what's in your contracts? Do you have access to your contracts? And are you controlling the language that goes into those contracts? The second area that people used for contract lifecycle management originally was around standardization. Do we have standard templates? Do we have standard clauses? Do we have standard positions that we want in our contracts that will give us the most favorable outcome? If you're looking at it from a sales perspective and even procurement perspective, cycle time reduction is also another major problem that contract lifecycle management is trying to solve in automating the authoring process and the collaboration between either prospects and suppliers. Lastly, risk and compliance. Every organization wants to understand what risk they have, what exposure they have within their contracts once they've been executed, as well as making sure that they have regulatory compliance built into their contracts to protect the overall interest of the company. So contract lifecycle management's been around between 15 to 20 years, depending on who you ask. A lot of the suite players like Oracle, SAP have used contracts as part of their overall suites since the beginning. In the early days, vendors also sold what buyers could approve. And so hence you get a lot of point solutions out in the market today that solve a very specific problem. So whether you're procurement or your sales or your legal, your finance, your IT, they may have different definitions of what a true CLM solution is. As RFPs and RFXs started coming out into the market, they became basically a list, an aggregated list of all these different functions, which ultimately ends up being just a simple checklist of features and functions that each organization would like to see in their CLM solutions for their piece of the puzzle. In the early days of CLM is that implementations were not very successful. User adoption was not very high, and it only solved a portion of the problem. It's best not to think about contract lifecycle management as a best-of-breed solution where you can buy various bolt-on applications to solve very specific problems. Instead, it's best if you think about your CLM solution as an overall platform. By my definition, that platform should contain three core pillars. The first is around store. So you want to be able to extract critical information out of your contracts and have all of your contracts sitting in a single intelligent repository that gives you full visibility into your executed contracts. The second pillar that you want with any best-of-class CLM solution is the creation of contracts. How do you create the contract draft request? How do you use your own templates, or whether you're using third-party paper? How do you collaborate with either your prospects or your suppliers to negotiate that contract and then ultimately take it to signature to execute the contract? The third area is around performance. Once a contract's executed, how do you make sure that you're adhering to the obligations, service levels, price books that are set forth in that contract over the life of the contract? The performance portion of a CLM solution is the long pole in the tent, meaning You don't see immediate benefit from it, but over the life of that contract, the ROI from the performance against a contract can really dwarf the creation of contracts as well as the storage of contracts. So you want to make sure that your contract solution has all three of these components if you're looking at it, and it needs to be in a single platform, not a best of breed solution. So we hope that you find this series very interesting and educational, and you get something out of it, and you can start your CLM transformation very quickly.